Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced. And this game was played by, well, with the white pieces we have Nihal Sarin, and with the black pieces we have Anish Giri. So definitely this game is going to be one insane game. And in the last game, actually, Nihal fought till the end. He fought very good, and he was absolutely really close to actually beating Vincent Kema, but unfortunately in the very end he did a blunder, and he was very much down on the clock. He was like 53 seconds, and that's where he actually can beat everyone. He's a speed demon, but unfortunately he was not able to find the right move, and he lost that game. So definitely this game he would love to play with the white pieces and beat Anish. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Anish started with e4. We have c5, knight to c3, and just knight to c6. Here we go for the close Sicilian line. We have g3, g6, and here just bishop to g2, bishop to g7, d3, and it's looking very symmetrical. But here just d6, and here just going for knight g to e5, and now finally just going for knight to d5. And here we have knight g e7, just challenging the knight in the center. We have bishop to g5, just spinning that knight, and h6, pushing the bishop back, but now going for a trade and sacrificing the bishop pair early on. So here just knight captures, queen captures, and then h4, definitely saying to Anish, I'm not here for a draw, I'm here for a fight, and let's get on with it. Here just h5, c4, and now bishop to g4. And here we have this bishop to h3, bishop to f3, and bishop to f3 is a very nice move. I mean, now what do you do in this position? Do you just castle in this position and try to go to the other side with your knight here and bishop here in a weird position? Because somewhere along the line you're going to have to bring the bishop back and trade that bishop, and this bishop here just, I mean, inherently it looks ugly. But here in this position you could also go for a very nice line here, queen to a4. That's what was played by Nihal, because you have to understand that you cannot block with the queen. So here we have king to f8, but now just going for rook to f1, bishop caps on e2, king captures, and just going for this a5, but just here just going for rook to c1. And here queen to e8, bishop to d7, and queen to d8, attacking that. And we have rook to c3, king to e7, and bishop to b5. All of this is looking very good for Nihal, but aside from this rook being on c3, I mean, it's not doing that very much. If it was doubled up on this f line, I think that would be much better. But you cannot just hope for things like that. You have to make it happen. Queen to c8, queen to c2, and just queen to g4 check. And king to e1 was played. We have bishop to e6, and you can see that all of these squares are actually covered. So you could get in a lot of trouble in this position. So it's better to just get the king out of the way. And after bishop to a4, king to d8, queen to b3, and queen to c8, queen has to go back with the defense because all of these checks, and again you're facing the same issues as white is facing. And now here just the king box starts. King to d1, king to e7, king to c2, king to f8, and king to b1. So both players getting their king to safety, not via castles, but here a nice king walk. And now here king to g7, but hard here just a3, rook to f8, queen to d1, and then f5. Immediately going for this very nice f5 line. And Anish is also just now he also wants to win this game even with the black pieces, because but you have to understand that Nihal is definitely better in this. We have this rook to g1 by Nihal, rook to f7, and here just going for king to a2, just getting the king to safety. And queen to e6 was played, nicely going for this, and maybe in a few lines also just pushing that pawn. And here we have this e captures, but here queen captures, g4, a very nice move by Nihal, trying to just push for the win in this position. As many lines as you're able to open up against the black king, as much victory chances you'll have. H captures, rook captures, and here just bishop to d2, attacking the rook. And where are you putting the rook? Are you just gonna here go for this queen to b6 and here just going for that pawn? But are you gonna go here and attack the bishop? Rook to c2, bishop to h6, and queen to g1. Rook to d8, here just going for maybe just getting the king out of the way, trying to just but this is much better. I mean, you have to understand. And here after f3 we have king to h8, rook g to c2, rook to f6, and bishop to c2, queen to e6. We have king to king to b1. Both players trying to just wait and get some time on their clocks and understand how Nihal can actually go and win this game, because Nihal is better, but he has to find that one move to be able to actually go for it. You cannot just push it like that, because just then black pushes and he has a very solid structure. You won't be able to push anything. You won't be able to push this pawn later in the future as well. And as whenever you're making a battery, you always have to be careful about the fact that your back rank is safe. So that's what Nihal would have to do here in this position as well. Queen to f7, bishop to d1, and this bishop to d1 is a very nice move, because now if you're looking for your opportunity to play h5, you have to understand that bishop is not only guarding it, but it's also protecting the back ranks. So here you could actually go for the kill, but here just b6, and we have queen to e1, not really going for it directly, but here after rook to f4, but just king to a2, queen to f5, bishop to c2, and here just rook to d4. Rook captures, c captures, and here just queen to e2 was played, rook to f8, and we have bishop to d1. Now trying rook to f6, both players are just playing the non-critical moves, because if once the position opens, it's going to be very much difficult to close it again. So both players are very much cautious there. Rook to g4, king to h7, and here queen to c2. We have queen to d7, queen to e2, and queen to c6. Finally h5, going for it, because you have to try and go for the win. You've already gotten loss in the last match, and now if you don't get that win, it's not gonna be a good start to a tournament. Here g5 as planned, but here f4, and this f4 is such a beautiful move. You cannot go for e captures in this position. If any one of you considering that, don't go for it. Queen to e7 check will just directly pick up the rook, and not only pick up the rook, you're just getting mated in a few more moves, because once the bishop jumps in, I mean, there is nothing, and you're just gonna get mated in like 7 or 8 moves. But here after f4, you could go for g captures or rook captures. If you go for rook captures, well, it's not that good, because here just rook captures, and then you're gonna have to go for it, and then the queen jumps in into the position, and you're not gonna like that very much. So here g captures was played, so that doesn't come in immediately. But now queen to f2, and now definitely you are trying to go places and trying to get inside the king. You are definitely going places and trying to get inside the king's position. But here after f3, we have this queen to h4, and now this pawn looks dangerous, but it's not that dangerous, because here after rook to f7, you play queen to d8. But queen to d8 is absolutely a blunder, because here till rook to f7, Nihal was playing perfect chess, like perfect chess, waiting to strike here. Anish not going for a draw, but in this position he had to find just one move, which is rook to g3. And it's such a critical move that here after f2, you have this very nice queen to g4, and now you can understand that this and this would be game over, so you have to defend against that. So this is not directly winning. Rook to g7, but now here just going for queen to f5 check, king moves, and now you have a very nice queen to f8 check, king moves, and now just bishop comes in. If you allow this, game is absolutely over. There would be no move. You're going to have to block with the rook, and once you block with the rook, your game is absolutely, you're just going to get checkmated. There is no other way to put it. And here after f1 queen, you'll have this queen caps on f1, just deflecting the queen. Bishop to f4, bishop to f5 check, and after king to h6, you play bishop caps, rook captures on g7, king captures, queen to g1 check, king to f8, queen to g6, and here after queen to e8, there is a way to just get out of, there is no way to get out of this. Here queen caps on d6, and slowly but surely all your pawns are going to fall, and they're not just going to fall, they're going to fall with a check. So completely winning, and Nihal had all of this in the bag. But here after rook to f7, he played queen to d8, and this is the only move in this position which doesn't win right on the spot. And it's just very bad. Here rook to g7 was played, rook caps on g7, bishop captures, and here just queen to g5, but now just e4, and now again Nihal has to find just one move in this position which wins the game, and it's just very easy to spot it as well. Here just queen to g6 wins the game right on the spot, because here after king to h8, you play h6, and here once the bishop moves, you play c5. They're not trying to open up this line, and threaten some mating pattern. And here after queen to 8, you play a bishop to b3, queen to f8, we have h7, and here now finally bishop to g7, but just queen to e6, going for that. And after pawn captures, there will be a new queen, and not only that, you're going to get mated. So here after king caps on h7, queen to e4 check, king to h6, queen to h4 check, king to h6, he captures, and here after going for f2, you have to understand it's just a race, but it's a race that you might just win. It looks like black cannot do anything in this position. I mean, how are you ever stopping that pawn? But you have some ideas. Queen to e4 check, and with all these checks, slowly but surely you're just going to get the bishop here and just try and block it, and slowly you're just going to bring the queen to the other side of the board, and then just push that pawn, and you might be able to get a queen. But it's a lot of moves, and both players are like down to 5 minutes or maybe even less than that, so you're not going to find all of this here. But here after d captures was played, and this just doesn't win. Here queen caps on e4, queen to g3, but here after d3, we have queen caps on f3, queen captures bishop, and here not even going for bishop captures, but it was on this move, on move 60, that the players agreed to a draw. So Nihal lost the first game. He's drawing the second game. Third game, he's going to get the black pieces, so let's see what he's able to do with the black pieces. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you all.